Hi again, everyone, and welcome back to the Bloomington Parks and Recreation podcast, Recreation Rendezvous at the junction of nature and play. And play is the name of the game today. I have in the podcast studio here with me today a very special guest, Amy Shrake. Amy Shrake is our certified therapeutic recreation specialist as well as the director of Kid City summer camps. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you, Julie. That was very kind.
Yeah, we're so excited. We're looking at, now that it's springtime, of course, all thoughts turn to summer, including our Kid City summer camp. So, Amy, tell us a little bit about your time with Kid City. You've been the director of the Kid City summer camp program for a few years now?
Yes, it's been since 2011 that I've been director. Prior to that, I was involved on the inclusion level. Yeah, it's been great. It's been a fun adventure learning all about camp and running camp and seeing all the kids and them developing over the years. I can't say enough good things about it.
You know, there's certain jobs where people look around and they think, you know, everybody wants to be me today. Everybody wants to be me, get to go out and do fun things at Kid City, field trips and trips to the pool. So yeah, let's do a little bit of a dive into Kid City. So what's a day in the life of a camp director? So Kid City is a day camp, so you've got kids coming and going every single day. What's a day in the life of a camp director like?
So the day in the life of a camp director, I got to say, is pretty different every day. Similar start to the day. I come in very early while life is calm in the building, so I can actually get some administrative works done, like our purchase orders and checking my email and things like that. And then come 7 o'clock, we start getting staff arrive, and then 7:30 our drop-off time, and parents start dropping off their kids. And so then it gets to be a little bit of a just whatever happens next, that's what we're dealing with. So it's kind of fun that every day is different. We have some things that are, our schedule is very structured, which is helpful. And I'm just there to help the staff problem solve a lot. And so it's a lot of answering questions and giving advice. But mostly I just try to get the staff to come to the conclusion on their own and just support whatever their gut is telling them to do.
Now, a lot of your counselors, the Kid City Camp counselors, are some kind of college major in child development or recreation or things like that. So these summer camp counselors are actually looking at careers and working with children.
That's right. It's a hard job. So you have to be invested in children on some level to do it. We get a lot from Indiana University's School of Education, which is nice because often they are off in the summer and not taking classes, so they can come and work with us full time. And then we get students from the School of Public Health that are doing therapeutic recreation or any kind of just recreation, and their interest may be more on the park side of things or the outdoor and nature side of things. So it gets we attract a lot of different personalities, which is really needed to run camp because every kid is different and we want lots of different staff and interests and talents so that we can support everyone.
So there's a lot of working with children, obviously, but of course the children have grown-ups, right? So what do parents ask you, especially maybe it's their first week at camp or maybe their child's first time at summer camp? What kind of ideas do parents walk in with?
I think the number one question that I would get if I'm looking over the years is really concern about swimming. Parents are concerned when they think that their child is going to the pool, their camper is going to the pool, they're worried that they aren't Olympic style breaststroke swimmers. And this is not necessary at camp. We do swim tests with kids who might be able to go off the diving board, and we evaluate to see if they can go into the deep end and so on. But that is the least of my concerns. My counselors are in the pool with the kids. Many are within arm's distance so that we can make sure everybody's safe, but we're not swimming laps out there. So that's been an interesting question. And overall, just since 2011, I would say that's my most asked question, is parents concerned about their camper swimming.
Well, swimming's a big deal. I think it's very gratifying to hear that summer camp staff takes that seriously. And of course, my sidebar here, swimming, lifelong skill. You don't have to be an Olympic swimmer, just be able to get yourself to the ladder, get yourself to the side of the pool. So, hey, parents, shout out there, get your kids swimming lessons. I took swimming lessons myself in my 20s because I couldn't swim. So not for lack of my parents trying now. Even though my dad was kind of the old school, throw him in the pond kind of a thing. But yeah, definitely swimming is a lifelong skill, very important. And clearly Kid City takes it seriously. What are some other fun things that Kid City campers get to do? I know the pool is a highlight, but you do field trips and trips around town as well.
We do, yes. So we do swim twice a week at our local city pools. So that's a really nice connection for us to have in the Parks Department. We also go to the library, and we've recently started going to the new library on the northwest side of town in addition to the downtown library. We're very focused on getting campers out in the community. So us being part of the city is a key part of camp. So our job, as I see it, is to introduce campers to parts of the community that they may not otherwise be engaged with. And this is local businesses, and they are very supportive, such as chocolate mousse and baked, and not just restaurants. Recently, campers went to B97 over our spring break days and had a really cool tour, and we're very fortunate to be in this city with such a vibrant local business and downtown where we're located. Our kids get out there and walk a lot, so that's really cool. We can walk to IU. We go to the creek, and I like to say we're not adventure-y, but we're outsidey. We're not an outdoor camp. You're not doing archery and things like that, but we do spend a lot of time outside, and we're very focused on active and engaging the local community.
I think that's a big benefit of a summer camp, especially as kids get a little bit older, because Kid City has the two sections, original for kids in kindergarten through fourth grade, and then a program for older kids in fifth through seventh grade called Kid City Quest. And by that time, most kids can probably stay at home safely alone and goof off all day or whatever. But being a part of Kid City means that they get to be active and engaged and doing stuff around town.
That's right. And specifically with Quest, our focus is really being screen-free. So we want to put the technology down and engage with each other. And we're focusing a lot on relationship and friendship and just learning to see what's out there in the world beyond your smartphone.
That's such a cool idea. And there's a new addition last year. There's some new raised garden beds out behind. And you mentioned where the camp is downtown. Your home base is the Allison Jukebox Community Center. They're at 351 South Washington Street. But there's a couple new raised garden beds, and the kids got to grow some food last summer.
That's right. And we'll be continuing that again. Last year we did sort of a pizza garden. This year we're going to do more focus on sensory, on all of the senses. So focusing on some color, some smells, even maybe some touch. We haven't finalized all, but we do work very closely with our garden person here in the Parks Department, Sarah Mullen, to make sure that we are, doing things appropriately, planting things when they should be planted. And so the kids really get to actually learn about the plants and what we're doing. And then last year we used some of the plants to make snack. The Quest campers made a caprese salad. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, and it was really beautiful and smelled fantastic with all that fresh basil.
Wow. I hopefully some of them went home and wanted to make their own gardens at home just for that reason. Well, hey, what do kids tell you is the most favorite thing? What do they look forward to doing the most? Original, Kid City Quest? What do the kids seem to like to do?
I think the kids like the field trips and the swimming the best. It all comes back to that pool. And, there's a socialization that's happening there. And also, it's a very good teaching opportunity for them to become safer and feel confident in sort of a dangerous area. I don't know if dangerous is the right word.
Potentially dangerous.
Yes, potentially dangerous, but we liked them to feel comfortable that they can handle themselves in the water. But they consider the pool a field trip, but also second to that is anything involving food. So again, any of those trips to the local restaurants they like to do. And then third, I would say, is the creek. They go and like to catch those creepy crawlies and always to put them back. But they're out there in nature learning about all of that.
What fun. And it's probably worth mentioning that Kid City Summer Camp registration opens in March. And to learn more about Kid City Summer Camp, including camp sessions that are available, Kid City is held in week-long sessions. And you can go to 1 week over the summer or every week of the summer. And you can find more information on our website at bloomington.in.gov/Kid City. And there also are scholarships available through the Bloomington Parks Foundation. So if you are thinking about a Kid City Camp Week and you want more information about scholarships, definitely check out that website, bloomington.in.gov/Kid City. And there's links there to our scholarship application as well. Well, Amy, we were chatting before we turned on the record button, and you said you had the best Kid City camper quote ever that you wanted to share with us. So as we wrap up, tell us the best Kid City quote that you've ever heard, a quote from a camper.
All right, I'm going to read it because I wrote it down at the time and I want to get it right. This is really just good advice. Do not put creek water in your mouth. It is not the same as the water we drink.
From the mouths of babes comes great wisdom. Well, again, Amy Shrake from Kid City Summer Camps here with Bloomington Parks and Recreation. Thank you so much for being our guest today on Recreation Rendezvous.
Thanks for having me, Julie.
Make sure to tune in. Find us on Spotify, wherever you find your podcast subscriptions, and tune in to hear more about all the goings-on with Bloomington Parks and Recreation. A big shout-out to the Banneker Community Center, where the Bloomington Parks and Recreation podcast studio is located, and to our podcast wizard, Caleb Poor, who makes all this sound amazing. Till next time on Recreation Rendezvous, this is Julie Ramey with Bloomington Parks and Recreation.